when we bring them here, they're just off and running, and so they feel really comfortable here. And I know that my boys have a lot of energy, and I feel in this environment they get to release that energy and also learn while having fun. And it's so good for like focus and concentration, and I think also for achieving goals that you probably thought were impossible. And once you know you can achieve one goal that you thought was impossible, then there's no stopping what you can do. And I really want my boys to learn that. And so I think this is an excellent place for them to do that.
I'll definitely recommend anybody to try, because as I said, it's a real confident booster for the kids. It's teaching them something new. It teaches them hard work, which is very important in a child nowadays, especially with all these iPods and devices. I think it's very important that they get out there and do physical activity. It's good for their bodies, it's good for mental health, because they have to learn routines and all of that. So it's actually, I recommend it to everybody that has a young kid that wants to try something. You know, it's not like it's a sport that you have to put the effort in. You can't just, oh, let me just slap it on or cheat it, or you have to put the work in, and I really like that.
Gymnastics helps Jelani at school in terms of sitting for longer than 5 minutes, listening to the teachers, and they've actually told me that he follows instructions better, no resistance whatsoever. One interesting thing, before gymnastics, Jelani was part of the crowd that runs around in class because he's still 7, boy 7. Now he's part of the crowd that's saying, can you just sit and let's get this over with? So I think all of that is gymnastics.
I did gymnastics for 5 years, although it felt like 100. I did dancing, then I went to gymnastics. While doing gymnastics, I started track, went to cheerleading, then synchronized swimming and a little netball, and then I'm back to track now. Basically could do anything because I had gymnastics as a background. Hurdling came so much easier. Dancing was a breeze. They wanted me to do flips, this, and I wasn't just a normal person in any activity that I tried out in. I was actually one of the best because of my background in gymnastics, 100%. A lot of the things that other people have to go through, I already went through it in gymnastics, and so I'm able to reach for the stars basically.
Okay. Yeah, we started them at 1.5, and it is early to be thinking about gymnastics. So the reason we wanted them to come to these classes is not so much to learn gymnastics initially, but we think it's a good opportunity for him to learn to socialize with other children. There are other children here of a similar age, and he can play with them in a very safe environment. And he's also, at this stage, very naturally starting to tumble at home and starting to climb and starting to spin and to jump. This is really a very natural extension of that. It's really just allowing him to do those things in a place where there are mats and there are coaches who can supervise. And as you know, a gymnast can transfer his skills to pretty much any other sport. A gymnast can become a diver, can become a footballer, can become a runner. The skills transfer very easily, much more so than coming back the other direction. As he grows a little bit older and he can start to look and see, well, these are things that I might like to do, then that gives him a kind of a good place to be for that.
Doing her homework and be present and not fooling around in school. And that's what I like, because gymnastics brought her this attitude of discipline. She always stands up straight, no matter what. She doesn't slump. It's like her first skill, everything she learned from gymnastics, she's even bring that at home. Posture is always like a gymnast, because it's not an easy sport. I mean, you have to be very focused, you have to have this discipline. You can't play around if you want to achieve better. It will help your child to achieve better in any way in their life. Thankful, really thankful with what she became. She's really a young girl that grew up so much since she's doing this gymnastic. Yeah, gymnastics really changed my daughter's life in a good way.